Hello, Ranger Nation, and welcome to Rooster's Backyard for the first live show of the fall 2025 season. I'm Josh Masonheimer, sitting next to Todd Jones. We're ready for an exciting show.
Man, I tell you what, Josh, you can smell it in the air. Friday nights are coming, right?
That's right. St. Augustine, we got some grass clippings in there, water's going, and we're ready for some football for sure.
Scrimmages are done. Volleyball's got our first home game tomorrow, and man, this is just the best part of the year. Football season kicking off, everything's getting going, and it just makes you feel alive here in West Texas. That's for sure.
Yep, we've got a good crowd with us tonight. Thank everybody for coming out, and got a good show coming up.
Yeah, so Josh, tonight we've got we're going to talk a little bit of cheer with Coach Burchett. We have cheer captains Ella Murray and Claire Hunt. We're going to get the scoop on our defensive side of the ball here with Coach Martin. We're going to have football players Kason Brooks and Noah Rivas. And then we're going to wrap things up with head football coach, AD Brian Hill. So put down your fantasy football notes because it's Friday night football time in Texas, which means it's Ranger Rundown time.
The rundown, covering Greenwood sports. The rundown, giving our athletes support. The rundown, showing their quest for gold. The rundown, where team stories are told. The rundown, putting a face to the names. Our GHS athletes playing the game. I think you all know. Hands up and let's go. Can you feel the flow? Let's get into the show.
And welcome back. First up to kick us off is cheer coach Carrie Burchett sitting down with us. Carrie, how are you this evening?
Good. How are y'all?
Awesome. We're excited to be here. Hopefully you are as well.
Yes, sir.
All right. You ready for a few questions?
I'm ready.
Wait a second. Who do you think's more excited, you or your squad?
My squad, for sure.
You think they're for sure more
Yes,
excited?
they are.
They're coming up next.
They're ready,
Got to wait
yeah.
just a minute.
I know.
So, Coach, this is your second year? Third year? Third year being the coach in our cheer team. Tell us a little bit about this year's cheer squad and the girls that's going to be on the field on Friday nights.
So this year's cheer squad is a lot like last year. We have 8 seniors, so I think that might be the most Greenwood cheer has ever had senior-wise. So a lot of returning girls. We have 19 on varsity and then 31 in total between varsity, JV, and freshmen. So a lot of experience, a lot of the same girls returning, and they're just really excited for football season.
Yeah,
They
for
love
sure.
football.
Tell us how the group did over the summer, how they came together, and heading into the competition season.
So this summer we attended the same NCAA camp that we have in the past. We went to a different session, so we were up against some different schools that were bigger competition like Grapevine, but they did really well. They won top team band chant and top team cheer at camp. And then we had a lot of All-American nominees, and then I think 7 total girls won All-American. So we had a great camp, and it was fun.
It sounds like it, and that's one of the things that people don't really take into account is how much you guys do that's not on Friday nights.
Right, yes, we're
Right.
busy
Right,
all
yeah.
summer, but it's fun.
So, Coach, how do you think the program has, changed or evolved since, you became the cheer coach 3 years ago?
I think it's really game day focused. I think they've connected kind of a lot of the pieces. A lot of the things that we're doing at our UIL competition in January and things at camp really kind of come into play on the sidelines. And so it's fun to watch them kind of connect all that, and I think it makes it more fun for them on the sidelines as well.
All right.
Okay, last question. What's the most rewarding thing about being cheer coach, and maybe the favorite thing about this year's group so far?
I think the most rewarding thing is just the relationships and getting to know the girls. It's such a fun age to have, and they are all so involved in things and smart and have just big ambitions. So it's fun to just have relationships and know the things that they want to do and be as they get older. And then probably the most excited thing I'm about with this group is just the potential that they have. So like I said, we've really kind of put a lot of the pieces together over the last few years. So I'm excited to see how that plays out throughout this year.
Good deal.
Okay.
All right.
Well, we certainly appreciate you coming to sit down with us. Stay tuned next, because now we have cheer captains Ella Murray and Claire Hunt now up next on the Range Rundown.
Little Friday night lights and a hometown crowd. GSN streaming it clear and loud. screen where the Rangers play. Every sport, every game, all season, all day. It's your hometown, your moment to win. Put your name in the game with GSN. It's your hometown, your moment to win. Put your name in the game with GSN.
And now sitting to our left, we have senior cheer captains Ella Murray and Claire Hunt, both being named as All-American this year. How are y'all this evening?
Good.
Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
And that's not y'all's first time to win that honor, right?
No, sir.
How many times for you there, Ella? I heard
Five.
it's 5.
Yes, sir.
Can you? Is that including like junior high also?
Yeah,
or-
how
Yes,
is that
one
possible?
includes junior high.
Okay.
Explain that to us.
Did you just stay an extra year here because you loved it so much?
Yes.
Yeah, for sure. Claire, how about you?
My third year winning All-American.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Pretty exciting. Yeah. All right. So Ella, let's start some questions with you. So what does it mean to you to be named captain of this year's cheer squad?
Well, it means a whole lot, obviously, and it's an honor to be able to lead this team. And I just want to set a good example, and while helping the team stay, like focused and connect, not just with our goals, but throughout the whole season as well.
Okay. All right.
Ella, we're going to stick with you. How about what's the biggest thing you're looking forward to for this year?
Definitely state. I feel like me and Claire both, that is something that we look forward to, and we're just super excited for it.
Okay. Is there a certain reason? Is it just?
It's just fun, and it's a great way for us to kind of bond as a team. And I just think that as a whole, all of us kind of enjoy it.
Okay. What is your favorite thing about being a cheerleader?
Probably mini camp and homecoming when all the younger cheerleaders are with us. I think that it's amazing that we're able to be a role model for them and they look up to us.
Oh, that's a good answer. I like that.
Ella, let's talk a little bit about off-season, what it takes to be named All-American.
Well, I do tumbling 2 times a week, so definitely consistency and just kind of, working on everything. I stretch and just kind of that's it, just consistency and reps and just keeping up with everything.
It's kind of a year-long endeavor, though, right?
Yes, sir, it is.
If you take 2 weeks off, you're way behind, right?
Well, if I do take a week off, then I make sure that I'm back the next week.
Okay. All right. Hey, Claire, let's jump over to you a little bit. Same kind of question to you that we started off with Ella. What does it mean to you to be named, a captain of this year's squad?
Well, like Ella said, obviously, it's a huge honor to me. I think knowing that, it was voted on by the whole team and, that they trust me and Ella to be captains this year, it just means a lot. And, filling the shoes of, all the other great captains, Addie my freshman year, Presley my sophomore year, and then Avery last year. They were just amazing captains, so it's awesome to me.
Sorry about the mic.
It's okay. It's
You must have
falling
got
out.
Yeah, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
You're doing a great job.
Okay.
What's the best part about being on the field Friday nights?
Oh my gosh, there's so much, but I like whenever the game's super close and the whole stands is cheering with us. The student section's just going crazy, and the band's playing the songs, and it's just so fun. I can't even tell you how much it means to be on the fields.
Well, I'm glad you enjoy the really close games because up in the booth, those are the ones
Oh,
where my
man.
heart rate is through the roof, and I'm wondering if tonight's the night that the heart attack comes. Claire, what is something special that you feel that you bring to this year's squad?
I feel like I bring a lot of positivity to the squad. I want to be the person that anyone can turn to, and if they're having a bad day, because I know cheer can be frustrating, and they can just turn to me, and I bring a light into their life, kind of.
Okay, all right.
All right, last one. How about what's the biggest challenge that you've had so far being team captain?
So I feel balancing being a friend and being a captain, because obviously you're friends with everyone on the team, but there's a line that you have to draw. Okay, now we got to focus. It can't we all have to have the one common goal of being the best we can be.
Okay, that's a good answer.
Yeah, I understand. I struggle being his friend as well, so makes perfect sense.
You got to draw a lot of lines. All right, you guys ready for some rapid fire questions?
Yes.
All right, here we go. What is your, well, Ella, you're going to answer first.
Okay.
And then Claire, you're going to answer next.
Okay.
Favorite food?
Sushi.
Sushi? How about you, Claire?
Sushi.
Sushi, okay. We're going to make this real easy.
A long way from an ocean, but good answer.
Would you rather be at a lake or an ocean?
Ocean.
Ocean for me too. I'm
right.
not coming here, I promise.
What's the best kind of pizza?
Pepperoni.
I like the kind like with pineapple and ham and
Good too.
yeah.
Okay,
pepperoni
all
on
right,
it.
all right. All right,
yeah.
last one. Would you rather run a mile or take an ice bath?
Take an ice bath.
Take a nice bath.
So no running the mile whatsoever?
I don't think so.
Wow, all right.
It's a lot of work.
Ladies, you guys do a great job. Your squad, you guys are out there on Friday nights. I know that there's a lot of fans in the stands, and I know you guys feed off of that, and they help feed the football team and stuff like that. And so you guys do such a great job on Friday nights. I know Cheer is much more than that, but you guys, you go to competitions and you bring back awards, and that's kind of what Greenwood Cheer is about now, right?
Yes, sir.
Anything less than that's just not acceptable, right? So I'm glad you guys, as captains, have been able to carry on that tradition. So
Yes, sir.
congratulations, good luck this year.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, thank you once again. We're going to ask the crowd to help us thank you guys, Ella Murray and Claire Hunt. Have a good season.
Next up, we're going to be sitting down with the defensive coordinator, Markel Martin. So stay tuned.
And now to our left, we have defensive coordinator Markel Martin heading into his third season here at Greenwood. Coach, we appreciate you coming in, talking to us one more time. Great to have you here. You ready to fire us off?
Yes, sir. I'm ready.
All right, here we go. Coach, we saw some noticeable differences between first year and second year as defensive coordinator. We had a relatively young team, but, what differences do you see moving into this third year so far this season?
I think the biggest thing you can see is that our kids know our system. They believe in what we're doing. They believe in our schemes. I think they know every week that we're going to have something. We're going to be attacking. We're going to be aggressive. And I think just when you're in year three, they know what to expect.
All right. Coach Martin, man, I've been an offensive guy for a long, long time, right? Grew up watching the air raid, love offense and stuff like that. But sitting there watching your squad last year and then getting to spend some time with you kind of in the offseason, man, I'm all bought in. I'm defense 100% now. I'm living and breathing the D life, right?
Yes, sir.
And you guys were so exciting last year, and I can't wait to see what you dial up this year and what your guys can do with another year of your system in under their belt. So since I got that out of the way, here's your question. So we lost 3 starters from last year's team,
yes,
including an all-state linebacker who had one of the best years at linebacker I think we've seen in a while here in Greenwood. Talk about some of the players that you kind of expect to step up and fill some of those positions on the team.
Anytime you lose a starter with an impact like that, it's going to take a body of everyone pitching in to do what it takes to be successful. I think I rely heavily on Dakota Underhill, Kason Brooks, and Noah Rivas to fix things that outside in people don't notice they're a problem, but they're smart enough, they understand the scheme well enough to get us fixed. And then we get to the sideline, we make some of the best adjustments in the state. I think anyone for the past 3 years can see at halftime we come out, we're a different program, a different team. And so I rely heavily on those guys, their IQ, their accountability, the love they have for one another. Coach Hill talks about being a team, being the most excited to play. And that group, week in and week out, there's no doubting that they're the most exciting group of 11 individuals, sometimes 12 or 13, that are on the field excited and ready to play.
Coach, last week we talked to offensive coordinator Coach Hernandez, and we talked about his favorite play. He took a little while to get to the play action, right? You kind of lull your opponent into sleep and then hit him with a little play action. Well, maybe some razzle-dazzle there. But, it seems like everybody dreams of that one play that you just want to go perfectly. What is that favorite play for you?
For me, it's probably the call that I'm most afraid to call. I'm very reserved in my calling. For the most part, I'm passive with it. But I got a great friend, a great mentor in Coach Hill, and so our Vegas, it's a overload protection, it's a trap defense, it's Vegas 8, it's Flyer 8, so nobody knows where it's coming from as far as the pressure is coming, who's dropping. Guys are standing up, they're flying everywhere, and so outside in it looks chaotic, but it's strategic in what we do, and it's swim 9 ad, and it's Vegas Flyer 2.
All right. Coach, I don't know that I would look at last year's team and think the word passive came to mind. Maybe the first game, maybe the second game, but that third game is like you just unleashed, the hordes, coming down from the Mongols kind of deal. It's just, you guys played downhill, you played fast, you played hard, and, man, I just loved every second of it.
I think that came from the kids. Pre-game, we had our mindset on what we were going to do, the schemes, and what we were going to call. And I hold those guys to a high standard, and they hold me to the same. And we said we were going to have a never-tap mentality. We weren't going to stop. We were going to swing first. And so that was the first time that we flipped our play calling. We went from bottom up, and we started pressuring right out the gate. And since then, that's just been our identity. I think that anyone that can break us down is going to see that we're about 85-90% pressure, but we do a great job of being sound, communicating, running to the ball with great effort, attitude, and being physical. So if that's what we're going to live on, we're going to die on.
I love it. Coach, talk a little bit about what you saw during the summer and maybe who are some players that you're expecting some big things from.
We're returning a lot of guys, so I'm excited just to see the cohesiveness of our group. I want to see the compassion they have, how they complement one another, and just letting these guys just play. We talk all the time about coaches. We don't make plays. I just stand there, I signal. That's all I do, and I let these guys figure it out. And so I think everyone that's returning, I'm excited to see them play. We got some young guys that are stepping in those roles that we're missing, but ultimately just the unit itself. That's what I'm most excited to see.
All right.
Coach, lots of good things happening in Greenwood. Maybe tell us about one of your favorite things about being here.
I think one of the favorite things that comes to mind, it's not football related. I've been fortunate to be, coaching with one of my, I would say, a best friend, a family member, and he's shown me how to be a great mentor, a friend, a father, a husband, and just being here with him, Coach Lyles, Coach Burchett, they've shown me what it means to be, a man, a father, a Christian, and so that's what's been the Greenwood Ranger, and it's shown me a lot in the last 3 years, and so I'm excited to be here. I'm appreciative of you, and they've welcomed me and their family, so that's the biggest thing from here.
Yeah, what a great testament to the program and the leadership we have. Not only in the athletics department, but administration all the way down. So
yeah, and that's funny that you mentioned that a little bit, Coach, because before I got into this next question, I was going to tell you that I appreciate the love you have for our kids in the program, because you can see it when you talk to you, when you see them with you, when you see you interacting with them.
Yes, sir.
You can see that. So if you're saying you're getting that from someone else, you're picking up the example and you're paying it forward. So anyway, let's look a little bit inside, a little bit. Not that we need to go any farther than what we have, but what areas have you seen the most growth in yourself over the last 3 years as a coach?
He's still working, but patience. I think that for the most part, I've learned to kind of make that sandwich. I push our players to the brink. I push them to the point where they feel like it's time to quit, and then we bring them in, we love up on them, and we make sure that they understand that it's all for a reason. My philosophy is very simple. When it comes to classroom and SAT prep, you're in a controlled environment. You're allowed to process and think. But before that game, before that studying, I'm going to apply pressure so that when you're in a controlled environment, you're able to process and think. And I think anyone in our staff or anyone of our players will tell you that practice is probably the most intense and it's the hardest thing you're ever going to be. Game days, we're more relaxed, we're reserved. We allow them to process and think and communicate and have dialogue back and forth. And so I think the patience that comes with that, the understanding of letting our kids to just make plays, I'm gonna figure it out, because ultimately they're the ones that are seeing it. I can see everything through a different lens, but ultimately it's what they see and how they respond and how they react.
Yep.
No, that's a cool. What you're explaining, you train the kids and work them hard, but then you want them to fall back on that training and more like a second nature than trying to make a decision.
Yes.
So, no, that's certainly cool. Well, Coach, we certainly appreciate it once again sitting down with us for the Ranger Rundown. So if we could help give him a round of applause. And up next, we'll have our two safeties, Casey Brooks and Noah Rivas, coming right at you. And welcome back now. Sitting down with us, we have a pair of senior safeties, Casey Brooks and Noah Rivas. Guys, thanks for coming in.
Thank you for having us.
Once again, I think not a stranger to the show.
No, sir. Yeah.
So, Casey, we're going to start off with you. How about a few thoughts on how the defense performed over the last two scrimmages?
I think the defense did pretty well. There's a lot of things that we did pretty good. Jim Neds does a lot of things good, so we started out a little slow, but once we finally got to the live quarter, I think we did really well. We got quite a few stops.
Gotcha. Feeling that out a little bit?
Sir?
Feeling it out a little bit.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. In what areas do you feel that you have grown the most? I mean, you started as a sophomore.
Yes, sir.
And that was a tough task. Brand new coach, brand new defensive coordinator. Sophomore year, you're out there and you're expected to kind of be the quarterback, of the defense out there.
Yes, sir.
So I mean that was a pretty tough task. How do you feel that you've grown since starting that first game on varsity as a sophomore?
So it was a big step, and obviously being from a sophomore to a senior, obviously I did some growing, but
just a little bit,
obviously.
just a little bit, right?
Yes, sir. And but the biggest thing I always talk about is the speed of the game. Everything slows down a little bit more as you've seen it more often. Coach Martin earlier talked about the intensity of our practices. And that helps a lot with that. And, another big thing is recognition, also something that we learn in practice a lot. You see a lot of things over and over and over again, whether it's the games, practice, and all that, it gets a lot easier.
All right.
That's it. Casey, you guys have to communicate on and off the field every day, get to know each other. We're not trying to get weird here or anything, but tell us a little bit about some chemistry that you guys have.
It's definitely, we've definitely grown closer over the last year. Me and Noah, last year, we were on different wavelengths. He had just been brought up. I had a little bit of experience. But we've gotten closer. We've grown to be on the same page. Used to it was me helping him out. Now it's it's a little bit of give and take. When I'm in the wrong, he's there to correct me, and when he's in the wrong, I'm there to correct him. I think we've grown closer as teammates and as friends.
Gotcha.
So, Casey, when you look back, after your last game and you look back on it, what legacy do you want to leave for the next generation of Rangers that have been watching you?
Legacy is important, but the biggest thing is obviously you don't want to go out and, you don't want to have all this potential and lay an egg. But, one thing everyone talks about the Greenwood Rangers is that we're tough. We might not be the best team out there, but we're going to be the toughest. We're going to hit you in the mouth for 4 quarters. And, at the end of the game, we're going to give all that we got.
Yeah,
I want to leave that kind of legacy.
That is the reputation that I'm used to hearing.
Yes, sir.
Is that when you go play Greenwood, you played a game. You're going to be hurting the next day, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I remember when Case in your sophomore year, maybe the third game in the season, I felt like the light switch kind of turned on, and you became a completely different player, and it's been exciting to watch. You grow up, and now this senior year, Tell us a little bit about what it means to put on that uniform Friday night.
Well, you know, it means a lot. Obviously, senior year will be my last year playing high school football, and a lot of those guys I've played with from GMFL. You know, I've known these guys forever, and I'm glad to be able to go out there, leave everything on the field, and be a part of a team that I really know.
All right. All right, Noah, you ready?
Yes, sir.
You been practicing?
A little bit.
Bella been helping you out with your answers?
Nah.
You don't think so? All right. So, Noah, what's your favorite thing about playing safety?
My favorite thing about playing safety is just seeing the whole field. Like back there, I know like everything where everything's going already like a step ahead, and then honestly, it's just fun making plays in the backfield too. So get a little bit of both.
All right.
No, we had Coach Martin on before you guys sat down with us. Tell us a little bit about the relationship with him.
Oh man, Coach Martin's he's a really good mentor. He's really smart, especially football, and he's also a really like trustworthy. Like all of us, like the football team, we trust Coach Martin to guide us in the right way, especially making plays, helping us make plays on defense, knowing what to do, and honestly, like he's a really big part of our defense. Very, very big part.
Are you faster than he is?
Ooh, I don't know.
Hey,
You gotta look over there.
he's got a bad
I
knee.
see
He's
one
got
in
a
the
bad
crowd
knee.
that
I think he
suggests
has
that
it.
otherwise.
I think I can give him.
I think that it's for sure that he's the one guy you don't want to be in an MMA ring against, right?
Definitely.
Yeah, we've had
On
to
the
talk about
coaching
that.
staff, right?
No, we've
Actually, wait,
we've
Coach
had a
Whittington.
conversation.
Coach Whittington.
Yeah?
He's up there too on that list.
Okay, well, we might have to see what we can put together at that pregame homecoming thing. See if we can't get a little octagon action going. So, Noah, what do you want to accomplish this year?
Honestly, as a team, we all want to stay. We want to get there. But honestly, like I think going forward with that, I want to, as an individual, I want to hit that record, 4 interceptions in the game. That's what I want. But state for sure.
Okay. I like to see a little bit of individual goals because that drives a team goal, right?
Oh yeah,
Sure.
Yes, sir.
Noah, how about any kind of a legacy you want to leave to the next generation of Rangers coming up behind you?
Just hard work. Honestly, just believing in our teammates and coaches, and always just having that confidence in our coaches and especially in our teammates too. Just honestly, hard work and mainly that.
Takes more than just a couple, right?
Yep.
Noah, getting to know you a little bit and your family over the last couple of years, I know that you take a lot of pride, in yourself and what you do. Tell us a little bit what it feels like for you to put on that Greenwood uniform on Friday nights.
It's honestly a blessing. Like I'm really blessed to have a family, especially a Greenwood community. We're really close to each other, and putting on that uniform Friday nights is the best feeling. Like no, I can't even explain. It's hard to explain to somebody who's not on that field, but honestly, yeah.
It's something about Friday,
It's something
right?
about Friday. It's Friday nights.
All right, before we get to rapid fire question, Coach Hill sent out a roster and a two-deep today for us to look at, heading into the football game. And I started looking at the names and the players, and I just kept going. I just kept going fast, 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 fast. You guys have got some, burners out there on the field. So before we get in the rapid fire question, we've got fast, 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 but who's the fastest?
I guess that depends on what you're looking for.
Is it you? Would
We're
you say you're
going
the
to start
fastest?
a fight here.
I'd like to think it's me.
I mean, it's controversial
But
between
especially-
Andrick and Kaysen, but
There's just
It
a lot.
depends,
There's a lot of
yeah.
speed out there, isn't there?
oh yeah,
Yes, sir.
All right, y'all ready for some rapid fire?
Yes, sir.
All right, we're gonna go. Noah, you're gonna go first. Casey, you're gonna go second. Favorite food?
Steak,
Hibachi.
All right. Would you rather be at the lake or the ocean?
ocean,
I'd definitely rather be at the lake. I love to fish.
All right, the lake. Best kind of pizza?
oh pepperoni. It's not even a
You know,
question.
I'm just a plain Jane cheese kind of guy.
Oh, come on.
Would you rather run a mile or take an ice bath?
Take a nice bath.
I'd rather take an ice bath. We do those in track all the time, so
They're just no big deal for you?
yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm running a mile and I'm an old man. I'll pass on the ice bath.
Takes a while for that ice bath to finally get you going, but I'd rather go through that and then run a mile.
All right.
Okay. Well, join me a round of applause for Casey Brooks and Noah Rivas. Best of luck to you guys
Yes, sir. Thank you.
on the upcoming season.
Stay tuned. We're going to wrap things up with Coach Hill, and we're going to talk football, and football. So stay with us.
Living lights and a hometown crowd. GSN streaming it clear and loud. Your brand on screen where the Rangers play. Every sport, every game, all season, all day. It's your hometown, your moment to win. Put your name in the game with GSN. It's your hometown, your moment to win. Put your name in the game with GSN.
Well, now we've got Coach Hill. Welcome back, sir. We've got a pair of scrimmages under our belts, and I'm guessing we're probably going to talk about last night on Meet the Rangers.
Oh my goodness, that was the wildest thing I've ever been a part of. That was fantastic.
That was, yeah. So I mean, I was driving up here and I was thinking to myself that I think I have the most blessed life.
Yeah.
Anybody that they're ever. I mean,
I think I've got you beat.
I get to do so many cool things, and one of those things is spotting for Char.
Yeah.
Down on the field, but I've done that 4 or 5 years now, and last night was amazing to see the community come out and.
The generosity of the Greenwood faithful is second to none, and that's not hyperbole. Like, I mean that. It was absolutely unbelievable. And I don't think anybody was worried, but there's 160 kids in the football program now. There's 25 seniors. The expenses we have go up, and the Greenwood, parents and fans answered the call tenfold. It was absolutely unbelievable, and I don't think I could ever put into words what that means to me, what that means to our staff, and what that means to our student athletes throughout the year.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's some big schools, and Allen, South Lake Carroll, Westlake, or something, maybe even Midland Lee that comes in and kind of generates that kind of excitement or funding kind of deal. But
yeah,
I just can't imagine that occurring at any other school comparable, to us.
And I've seen that. I've been at other places or visited other places that. And even schools with big football names that don't have that kind of support. It was absolutely unbelievable, and we are eternally grateful for what happened last night. It was unbelievable.
Yep. Booster Club did a great job. Community really turned out, and that was something to see for sure. So, Coach, let's get into football. We've got some highlights from the first 2 scrimmages the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, absolutely. And I was just really, really pleased as Coach Thomas hits the play button for us. Just really, really pleased on the amount of improvement we had from week 1 to week 2. I thought we did a pretty decent job against Big Spring. There were some good things. We struggled to keep momentum at times and misfit some things defensively, had some drop balls offensively and that kind of deal. But the amount of improvement that we saw from week 1 to week 2 was exactly what we wanted to see. Our senior quarterback, Lincoln Madrid, continues to make really, really good decisions with the ball. We've got young receivers like Hayden McNutt right here that are really making a name for themselves early on. We're excited to see what they do with the ball in their hand as we start the season, the first few games, and offensive line has done a really, really good job. Coach Cox has really come on, got those guys executing at a high level, and we're really excited about that. And here's, you look at, we call it the camera club. When you stop the film, the last frame, how many guys are around the ball, and if you can get 7 or 8 guys around the football at any given play, you're playing hard, you're playing inspired defense, and Coach Martin gets all the credit in the world for that. He gets those guys going, playing at a high level, and the mark of a good football team, more times than not, is a good defense. Can you stop the run, get off the field on 3rd down, and I'm overly excited about the brand of defense I think that we're going to play this year. Really, really have. Nathaniel Romero, we did not start the Jim Ned scrimmage as fast as I had hoped. We kind of got bottled up in that first series of plays, but I started to address him, and Lincoln actually said, "No, coaches, let me talk to him, let me get him going." And he, I think he was able to inspire them, and it was evident in that drive right there. We came back out, offensive line did a great job. Nathaniel Romero found a couple of really, really nice holes and broke free into the secondary, did a wonderful job. And then I think, this play right here, we're really excited about some new faces. That's Beckham Whiteside catching a touchdown pass right here. He's a move-in from Montgomery High School, has done a great job for us the first, 2 or 3 weeks we've had. And Andrick Rodriguez taking some snaps at quarterback for us, really, really improved. Had a great night throwing the football against Jim Ned, so we were really, really excited about him as well. And then defensively, Coach Martin is as good as anybody I've seen at really matching up, coverage-based defenses, keep the ball in front, bend, not break, and knowing when to pull the trigger on some pressures. And he did a wonderful job right there. And right here, Dylan Payton just kind of picking up where he left off last year, did a great job for us. His sophomore year, didn't play as much receiver as we would have liked. Last year, 1,000-yard receiver as a junior, and he's showing no signs of slowing down. Just an absolutely wonderful job as a senior leader for us. And I think, again, just defense after defense after defense. The old adage, defense wins championships. Knock on wood. I hope we were able to live up to that, because we've got 11 guys out on the field right now that are flying around, playing at a high level. Reese Watzel had some big shoes to fill. This is a sophomore right here, Andrick Rodriguez. He's had 2 interceptions in the first 2 scrimmages, and he does this about every single day in practice. So there's a lot to be excited about. A lot of speed on the field on both sides of the ball this year. And Coach Galindo, our special teams coordinator, he's got some tricks up his sleeve on that side of the ball as well. So we're excited about it. Excited to get kicked off on Friday night.
We always like a little trickeration up in the book.
We're going to be sound. We're going to fly around, and it's going to be a good night for us.
Good.
Coach, first regularly scheduled, regular season game. We've got Childress at home this weekend. What's the emphasis going to be this week as we start preparations?
Well, everybody scrimmages and everybody trades the films, but also nobody calls their entire playbook in the scrimmage. And so, and you get the same thing throughout the season, but in the scrimmage, they're going to show you who they are, their base stuff, but you're going to get 2 or 3 new formations. You're going to get 2 or 3 new motions. You're going to get 2 or 3 new passing concepts, that kind of deal. Offensively, you're going to see some blitzes you haven't seen on tape. And so I think the confidence we have is bringing back so many seniors, so many guys that have played football for us for 12 or 25 games, a lot of them that the newness, you hope that we've seen that before, and we're able to adjust on the fly. And it's just as a coach, it's a lot better feeling going into year 3 with all these returners than it is, taking over a program where the kids are still learning your system, you're still learning the kids, what you can do, what you can't do. And so we're really, really excited. But I think, the fundamentals is always what you stress early on. Can you block? Can you tackle? Do you run to the football? Are you excited to play football? Those are the things that we stress, especially early in the season.
Coach, we talked a little bit, at the start of 2 days and stuff like that about, the talent that is coming up in the program.
Yeah.
And I know that you said we have 4 or 5 sophomores, 4 sophomores?
4, yeah.
4 sophomores on varsity.
4.
And I know you were looking at different guys like that.
Yeah.
And I just thought it'd be an interesting question to have you tell us a little bit of some of who the new players to keep an eye on.
Yeah.
On Friday night, and then also maybe kind of tell a criteria that you look at when you're trying to decide and evaluate, a young player. Do I move him up to varsity, or do we keep him on JV? I think that would be, I think we have some people that might be interested in hearing about that.
Yeah, it's a great question, and I'm not sure it's a one-size-fits-all answer. I think you ask 10 coaches, you'd probably get 10 different questions, or 10 different answers, rather. But we meet as a staff, and I think the biggest thing is you get better at football by playing football. You don't get better at football by sitting on the sideline. And so we don't want to waste anybody's time or waste anybody's year by bringing them up to varsity and have them watch. So if we bring them up to varsity, the expectation is they're going to contribute and they're going to play, and they're going to play a lot. Of the 4 sophomores, you're going to see Andrick Rodriguez does a wonderful job. He'll see a lot of reps at corner, and he's taking reps at backup quarterback for us. KT Fratello will get a start this week at nose guard. Does a wonderful job, as quick as anybody I've ever coached off the ball. Hayden McNutt, you saw him with a big gain there in the Jim Ned scrimmage, has really turned heads. He runs great routes. He's got great hands. His acceleration is what separates him. In 2 steps, he's at top speed. He's really, really talented. And then on the defensive line, Owen Long does a great job. Incredibly physical. He had a really productive scrimmage against Jim Ned. But I think to answer your question, you look at 2 things. Can they contribute right away, or can they contribute by the time district rolls around? That's what you're looking for. And it's not perfect. Sometimes you project a guy and it doesn't work out the way you want. But more times than not, I feel like our staff does a wonderful job. Coach Martin, Coach Hernandez, of kind of projecting where those guys will fit and make sure that if they're going to be Friday night players, they're going to be Friday night participants, not Friday night watchers.
And sometimes you have an Underhill.
And sometimes you have a guy that is a sophomore JV receiver and ends up being an all-district linebacker for you in the same year. So sometimes you swing and a miss, and sometimes the blind squirrel finds an acorn. So, we got lucky with that one.
Coach, that was a great illustration. Top speed in 2 steps. I think I'm there as well.
He can go. He can go. It reminds me of a young Todd Jones, I think.
Yeah, but let's just stick
With
with
hair.
Dylan Payton. Dylan's a 2-step and go kind of guy, so let's just leave it there. I was never a go guy.
Me neither. They put me in the mile. I got clapped in a lot.
That's hilarious.
Coach, nobody's perfect. There's always room for improvement. What are 2 things that you really want to see, one from offense and one from defense against Childress this week?
Yeah, I think that is what we want to see, is the improvement piece. We were fine against Big Spring, but it was nothing to write home about, and we saw a big jump against Jim Ned. And so if we plateau, if that's as good as we're going to get, it's going to be a long year. I think we got to get a little bit better against Childress and a little bit better against Sweetwater and so on and so forth on down the road. So I think just generally execution and improvement is what we're looking for, number 1. And then 2, I think that we missed this a little bit last year, and we got beat by Sweetwater, and we missed it again against Benbrook. The fundamentals can't fall off.
Sure.
We have to be able to catch the football. We have to be able to protect. We have to be on defense. We've got to communicate. We can't have blown assignments, and we've got to be able to get off blocks and tackle. And teams that can incrementally get better with the fundamentals are teams that play for a long time. And the ones that have seasons like this, fundamentally, you never know how that's going to work out. So we've got a veteran squad. They take pride in their ability to execute at a high level. I think football's more fun for them. They're challenged a little bit when Coach Martin and Coach Hernandez give them a little bit more than maybe other teams get, and so we're excited about it.
Yeah, I mean, consistency.
100%.
And if you're not taking a step forward, you might as well be walking backwards, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Coach, what is your favorite thing about game days?
Actually, I think most coaches would answer this. I wish we kicked off at 6 a.m. Waiting around is the absolute worst part. The worst part about game day is from when I wake up to 6:59. It's nerve-wracking, stomach's churning the whole time, just worrying, thinking, what if they do this, what if they do that? And then once the ball's kicked off, it's a blast. It's the greatest thing ever. It's like Noah and Kaysen were talking about, the Friday night from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. is as good as it gets. It's absolutely wonderful. But I think that's kind of what makes it fun. The nervous anticipation and the worrying, and when the ball's finally kicked off, it's all worth it.
So you're saying you're not a cool cucumber out there before kickoff? Because you look like
I
you've
try
got
to
it under
fake it.
control.
I try to fake it, but it's the day leading up to game day to kickoff is not the most enjoyable time for me.
Okay.
My fuse is a little short sometimes. Summer might. My
I'm
wife
sure
might confirm that.
she's nodding, I think, is what she's doing. She's not really. We made that up, but she wants to nod.
Kick him out of the house early. Coach, moving on, we got to visit with Coach Martin. We kind of talked about the community of the coaching staff and then everybody else around us, right? All the supporters between the administration, the rest of the staff, school board, the whole 9 yards. I think coming into this year, having the majority of your coaches stick with you, how important is that for you as a AD?
You mentioned consistency, and I think a lot of that comes with the continuity of the staff. I've been on staffs where there's a lot of friction, and the kids read into that. And I've been on staffs where it's pretty cohesive, and the kids believe into that. Yeah, absolutely. And so we returned a vast majority of our staff, and so they're just like the players. When they've been in their system 2 or 3 years, coaches are more comfortable. They can answer questions on the fly, and so very fortunate. We've got the best staff in the state. It's absolutely wonderful. And just to brag on Coach Martin a little bit, I think one thing I missed coming from college to high school was the arguments in the staff meeting room. You know, people being really passionate about what they believe in. We should this blitz pattern or this coverage, or you know, we can do this, we can't do that, and you know, this is year 5 with Coach Martin, and we have that. You know, we can have a healthy disagreement about, you know, what we should do or what we shouldn't do, but Coach Martin is absolutely second to none. Like, the kids believe in him. You see them playing with reckless abandon, their hair's on fire, and that's because they believe in their coordinator. They believe in their coach. And it is a true blessing to have him on our staff, how hard he works. He's the right-hand man. You know, he's getting things organized before I can even think about we may have to do that. Like, he is second to none, and our staff, our kids, our program, absolutely. We don't know how lucky we are to have him on our staff. He's fantastic.
Well, I think it's a big testament to the leadership of the program as well. So
100%.
we appreciate that.
Men don't stay in Greenwood, Texas, for someone they don't want to be here for.
Well,
so I don't think that falls too far from the tree. Coach, let's get back to some of these prescribed questions. What can the fans expect to see from Childers Friday night after watching, you know, their base packages and their scrimmages?
the vanilla scrimmages we get. Childress is good. Childress is really good. I think they're going to be very comparable to Jim Ned in how physical they are, how strong they are, how they hustle to the football. They will flat out get after you. And I think one of our keys to victory, and I shared this with our staff this weekend, is from the kickoff, we've got to match that. Yeah, if we wait around and don't turn it on until the fourth quarter or the second half, like we're gonna be in trouble. They played really, really hard, and I think our kids will rise to the occasion. So I'm excited to watch this go. But Childress gets after it. They are aggressive and attacking on defense. Offensively, there's a lot of window dressing with shifts and motions, condensed sets, spread you out a little bit, but they want to run the football and they do it effectively. And so, hard-nosed football team, and I think that's what the fans can expect. Two physical defenses going at it, and then offensively finding creative ways to open up holes in the run game. I'm excited. I think it'll be a good matchup.
You can't be any more excited than we are.
Well,
I know, yeah.
Maybe you are.
We've been waiting on this for about 8 months. So.
well, you and me both. I still got a bad taste in my mouth. There's no doubt. We're ready to go.
Coach, now that scrimmages are done, we're in game week. What does that schedule look like for the team?
Game week starts on most of them start on Saturday. You know, we'll come in, the staff comes in, we grade the film, immediately start working on the next opponent, bring the kids in for a lift, we watch some film, do a quick walkthrough, clean up some corrections. All day Sunday, we finish the game plan. I think our staff does a really good job. It's not, you know, some places every down is 1st and 10 from the 50. You know, I think our staff, Coach Martin and Coach Hernandez, do a wonderful job of breaking that down into the situational piece. You know, 3rd and 18 is way different than 4th and 1. You know, 1st and 10 is different than 3rd and 6. And so do a great job of that. But Monday, our practice consists of what we call normal downs, so 1st and 2nd downs. Tuesday, we get a section of 3rd down calls and red zone calls, because there's more normal down calls in a game, but the 3rd down calls and the red zone calls are more important or more expensive, I guess you could say.
Have a little more weight to them.
Yeah, exactly. And then Wednesday, we kind of roll through all of it. You know, we get a little bit of everything to make sure we're sharpening some stuff up. Any coverages we busted or plays, blocking assignments we busted early in the week, we go back through and clean that up. And then our special teams, we hit a little bit of that, one or two phases of that every day throughout the week. And so Friday we walk through, and Friday we go give it our best shot.
Man, I tell you what, that sounds like my game week too.
There you go. There you go. Absolutely.
All right, Coach, I got a new little segment here.
A new segment.
A new segment. It's called Pick a Host.
Okay.
All right, so I'm going to ask you a question, and you pick one of your hosts.
Okay.
That you would use. That you would
Okay.
choose. All right.
I feel like we didn't talk about this.
We did not. This is this was an executive decision, and you
Okay.
weren't available for the meeting. So
I feel like this is a great way to lose friends here.
No, it's all
This
good.
is a great way to turn one of you against.
Should I sit on the other side of
no,
it?
we're fine here. You know,
Okay.
and unlike Josh, you know, I don't take anything personal. He's the
may
one who
stand
likes
over there.
to do the digs and stuff. I'm more a good-natured friend.
Only a few catch them.
All right, here we go. In all seriousness. All right.
Pick the host.
Pick a host.
Okay.
Which host are you going to phone a friend on Millionaire?
Ooh.
What's the question on Millionaire?
It doesn't matter. You have to say who the person is. It could be
What
any
if you're
question.
trying to fix a motor?
The beard that Josh has is kind of eclectic. Like I feel like he's a trivia guy.
Okay.
There's,
I'll go with
there's
that.
some wisdom there.
Just the
look at
wisdom
that.
of the
So
beard.
I see that. That
Good
would.
answer.
If your beard was longer, I'd go with you.
You would not win your million there, but that's okay.
Fair enough.
Which host would you call to help move a couch?
Oh, I think like strong back, weak
No,
mind.
be serious.
I'm going with you.
Be
I'm going
serious.
with you.
Be
You gotta
serious.
look at those biceps.
This is supposed to be serious.
Shorter
can move a
people.
couch.
If you're not going to take this serious,
leverage.
I'm not going to put the effort in anymore.
No.
Shorter people
All
can
right.
reach down and pick the couch
Which-
up easier.
Are you saying he's a better couch mover than you?
Definitely.
Okay.
Just like
Then
I'm way better at trivia than he
You
is.
just don't want to call me to call you to move
Man, we
stuff.
should have a trivia
Next
game.
question.
Okay.
Which host are you going to
I
call?
told
to,
you I was
to-
gonna lose
which-
friends
Which
over this.
host are you going to call to cook a steak?
Okay.
I feel like I weigh double what he does. So
All right, I'm going with Josh.
Okay,
He
all
weighs
right.
double what you do.
That's a acceptable answer. Okay.
feel like that's gonna be
acceptable
close.
answer.
Cook twice as many steaks as you.
Which host would you pick to drive you to a hospital in an emergency?
Oh, you.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
He wouldn't answer his phone. And which host would you
Golly.
pick? Which host would you pick to arm wrestle?
Okay. You've been working out a lot. I've
been walking.
You've been walking.
he almost said walking.
I mean, I know walking, but that's all together. I'd arm wrestle Josh. I'll do it.
Well,
And
this
meet the
is-
Rangers
I'm
next
ready.
year.
Okay.
Meet the
well,
Rangers
there you
next
go.
year.
All right.
Coach Martin and Noah Rivas are going to race, and then me and Josh are going to arm wrestle.
Okay. There you go. You
Gotcha.
got all set up.
Tickets.
I'm in.
$20 a head.
All right.
Get you
That's
in.
good stuff. Good answers, Coach. You didn't lose a friend here. It's all fun.
Wonderful.
Concerning about your decision-making paradigm, but
we hope
yeah.
you save your good decisions
We'll,
for Friday
we'll
night.
still be here next week.
We'll cook a steak next week, and we'll
Yeah.
both of you.
Apparently, I'm going to cook double and eat double. So, all right, guys, that's the end of our first live show at Rooster's Backyard. We just want to thank Roosters and all of our other sponsors. Make sure that if you're not currently subscribed to Greenwood Stream Network on YouTube, do so you don't miss any of the content. Football, volleyball, all kinds of good stuff
all
throughout
kinds
the
of good
week.
stuff. Yeah, they put out all kinds of stuff. Guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time on GSN.